Okay, so this is part 1 of quiz 4. I'm going to go over half of the questions in this part and then I'll finish it up in the next part. Number 1. Which of the following points satisfies the following inequality? X plus 3y is less than or equal to 5. So again, anytime that you are trying to figure out whether a point is a solution to an inequality, you have the option of graphing, which is why you have the graph right here, or you can just plug in. And generally, it's easier to just plug in the points and kind of see if they make sense or not. So we have x plus 3y is less than or equal to 5. And I'm going to start with problem A, or answer choice A. Answer choice A says 4, 8, so I have 4 plus 3 times 8 is less than or equal to 5. That's going to give me 4 plus 24 is less than or equal to 5. So I end up with 28 is less than or equal to 5, which I of course know it's false, because 28 is a lot bigger than 5. So I cross out A. A is not my answer. And now I have to do the same thing again to answer choice B. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing to B. I'm going to plug in the negative 4 for the x, plus 3 times 3 is less than or equal to 5, and I end up with negative 4 plus 9 is less than or equal to 5, and negative 4 plus 9 is the same thing as 5, so I end up with 5 is less than or equal to 5, which I of course know is true because 5 and 5 are equal. So without doing any more work, I already know that the answer is B. Okay, so let's look at number 2. Which of the following best describes all the solutions to the inequality 4x minus 2y is greater than 8 when x equals 4? So the very first thing I want to start doing is plugging in my 4 for the x, and I'm going to go ahead and do that above here since I don't have enough room. I have my inequality is 4x minus 2y is greater than 8, and I'm going to plug in that 4 for the x. 4 times 4 is 16, so I have 16 minus 2y is greater than 8, and to get that minus 2y by itself, I have to move this 16 over. I'm going to draw my line. To move it over, I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides, and I end up with negative 2y is greater than 8 minus 16 is negative 8. And now to get that y by itself, I have to divide by negative 2. So I now have y. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 4. And anytime you divide or multiply by a negative number, the inequality sign flips. So our answer is y is less than 4. So our answer is actually C. Now let's look at number 3. A plumber charges $10 an hour per hour for labor and an additional $30 one-time fee. When he works, the plumber charged him more than $70 to fix his sink. Which of the following is a reasonable, and my paper's cut off, a reasonable amount of hours the plumber could have worked on Tim's sink? Okay, so we need to start by kind of making sure that we're labeling everything. A plumber charges $10 per hour. Per indicates slope, so automatically you have a 10x from right there. And an additional $30, so we represent that by plus 30. So we have 10x plus 30 so far. When he works, the plumber charged him more than charged him more than $70 to fix his sink. So whatever amount a person gets charged can be represented by 10x plus 30. But in this case, we know that the plumber charged Tim more than $70. So I'm going to write 70 right here on the side. And how could I represent more than $70? Well, that would have to be with the greater than sign. The amount he spent has to be greater than 70. So I need to figure out which one of these hours would produce an amount bigger than 70. And if I try 4 hours, I would end up with 10 times 4 will give me 40, plus 30 will give me 70. 4 hours would cost somebody $70, but I want this to cost more than $70. So the answer is 7, because 10 times 7 will give me 70, and plus 30, that would be 100. And 100 is in fact bigger than 70. Okay, so let's look at number 4. Jane purchased X cans of paint at $2 each, so automatically that is 2X, because 2 cans of paint at $2 each, we can replace that each with per. And so automatically we're talking about multiplying. And Y packs of markers for $4 each. Again, that would be 4Y, because each can be replaced with per, so you should be thinking of multiplication. She spent less than $20, not including tax. So I'm going to end up with 2X plus 4Y. Whatever this cost has to be less than $20. So that's my inequality. And I'm looking for a point that represents a reasonable number of cans of paint and packs of markers that she purchased. So anytime I'm looking for a solution to an inequality, remember all I have to do is plug in my answers. And let's start with A. So I'm going to plug in the 5 for the X. And I'm going to plug in the 3 for the Y. And I'm going to end up with 10 plus 12 is less than 20, but 10 plus 12 is 22. And we know 22 is not less than 20, so the answer is not A. So we have to move on to B. I'm going to plug in the 2 for the X. And I'm going to plug in the 3 for the Y. And I end up with 4 plus 12 is less than 20. And indeed, 16 is less than 20. So I know the answer is B. Number 5. The total cost of renting a boat is a function of the number of hours the boat is rented. The cost of renting the boat is $50 per hour plus a $20 cleaning fee. The boat can only be rented up to 5 hours. What is the maximum value of the range of this function? So let's start by writing an equation. $50 per hour. Automatically we know that that's going to be 50x. Plus, so we're going to make a plus sign. $20 for a $20 cleaning fee. And we're looking for the range. So in this case, we would have y equals 50x. And what is the range? Well, remember, x and y went to the doctor. If you're talking about range, you're talking about y. So whatever, we're looking at what is the biggest y value. And what does the y represent in this case? Well, we know that the x would represent hours because we have $50 per hour. And we're adding money together, so y would represent the total cost of renting a boat. Now remember that the boat can only be rented for 5 hours. So if the boat is rented for 5 hours, then we can plug in the 5 for the x. and we end up with y equals 250 plus 20, which is 270. So the maximum value for the range in this case would be A, $270. Number 6. Choose the best description for the function given below. So we have f of x equals 12x plus 5. So again, this is going to be 12 per something, or $12 for something, or each, something like that, something along those lines. So let's look at our answer choices. A mechanic charges $12 as a consultation fee and $5 per hour. Well, if we're looking at A, we would actually end up with 5x because we have 5 per hour. And we have 12x, not 5x. So A is out of the question. B says renting a table costs $12 per hour. So that is 12x. Plus, we do have a plus sign, a $5 deposit. So automatically we know the answer has to be B, because you would end up with $12 per hour would be 12x plus $5 for a deposit. So our answer is B. I'm only going to go up to 6 right here. Watch part 2 to finish the rest of the questions in this quiz.